Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. I can see my voice level going up and down. Good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to VP4TV. We're here for another one-loss side match in this year's Virtual Cowboy World Championship. We have Tam, the lone Scot, left in the tournament against YPR, you plonker Rodney, who I presume is from England. He has the UK flag, and he still has the high run of the tournament. Let's have a quick check on where we are. We have the hot seat match, remember, that comes up at the weekend on Sunday. We've got Cobra from England against VP Monster from the USA, and that starts at the same time on Sunday evening. This match starts at 1 minute past 6 supposedly, but anyway, 6 o'clock's nearer the limit. So where we've got to is that the winner of this match will play One Pocket Slim. The winner of that match will go into the semi-final, and they will play the loser of the hot seat match. That's where we're at. The other place we're also at is that today is the final day for sign-ups to the Virtual World Snooker Championships, which goes live British summertime tonight at 2300 hours. And couple of late additions to it that happened. One certainly was, I'll take credit for that myself. I messaged Keith, who is a former Virtual World Snooker champion from VP3. Keith with the license plate number from Northern Ireland. I messaged him last night telling him that the sign-up's closed today, and he signed up. Whether he'll play is a different matter, but he's signed up. So he's an experienced snooker player, and I believe Stubbs signed up as well, because I don't think he'd been signed up. So the maximum field is 32. There are still 9 spots left. That won't get filled by the end of the night, so the bracket will be up at the end of the night, and that is where we have got to. So this Cowboy World Championship is certainly going to overlap into the start of the snooker one. Tam, I think, has just arrived, and well, Tam's going to be getting a big test tonight, because you plonker Rodney's certainly got battling qualities. Hung in deep in his last match, was given enough opportunities, and he did score at important times. And that's one thing Tam is going to have to do. He's going to have to up his ratio in terms of contributions that he makes each visit. You know, maybe 20s and 30s aren't going to be good enough tonight. He needs to be getting to the 50 mark on more than one occasion, I believe, to win this match. So we'll see how it pans out. The room, as I said, will go up in 2 minutes' time. Now, the other piece of good news, in case you haven't already heard, is that this is now day number 5 of my PC running Touchwood so far during the live streams, where I have had no issue. I did mention the other day that through sheer boredom, when I was on YouTube, I saw a video pop up, and I changed a setting. Well, I actually changed 2 settings within the PC, which everybody can do, and I left it at that and thought no more about it. And I've also made a video showing what I did do, but I'm not prepared to show that yet, not until this PC has run its course over at least a week, 10 days. We're now up to day number 5 without a problem. Difficult to use the time slider on the phone. I must admit, I've never had the cause to actually try and accept a proposal on the phone, because obviously VP4 website isn't configured to work with phones, which is something Steve might want to look into, because of the way things are in modern times. You know, we're all using phones to check websites and everything now. I mean, I check VP4 every day, especially during a tournament. When I'm at work, and I'm sitting in the canteen in the morning waiting to start, the first thing I do is check the VP4 website, but it's a bit of a faff having to do it because it doesn't go into a condensed mode like it would do in a proper site that recognises that you're on a phone. Anyway, the room is up, Rodney is in, we will have the lag for the break, and good luck to both players. Totally impartial, of course, with Tam being the last Scot in the tournament. I'll rip into him just as much as I'd rip into anybody else if they do some numpty stuff. So here we go, race to 3, remember. Well, don't be scared to say hello, whoever is there, apart from Tam, and he's a bloody player. Nobody else has said anything in the chat. So Tam wins the lag, so here's his first opportunity straight off the bat to make a telling contribution that will put his opponent under pressure. Well, that didn't quite get it half ball, and I think he might be blocked out, or he might be able to cut the 5 into the side. Well, in fact, he can pot the 3 into the side. Now, he wants to sort of split the 5 and 1 here if he can. I don't know whether he wants to go right side of the 1. And I'm not so certain that that was a great shot. I think he should have let that run out that way, down into the gap. At least he's semi-recovered it. And now back to virtually conventional play with the balls more or less on their spots. So this is something that you're always hoping to have a run like this where you've got one ball coming off the spot, but then you're potting it next after the carom, and so you're keeping things more or less in place. Oh dear. Well, the run ends in only 12, and that's not going to make Rodney sweat. Well, we know the little problems that Rodney's had. I've pointed that out on a couple of occasions, especially in the last match as well, where he's fell foul of the pace and adjusting to the size of this table. And he's made a few errors during the tournament, not just in one match, but I think in every match he's made an error due to his pace in the cue ball. He's been leaving things short on more than one occasion, but you know, he's still in the tournament, and the other thing is he can still, the more he plays in the tournament, iron that out. And if he does that at the right time, he could very well go all the way. The one ball is out of commission for the time being, but he's landed pretty good for the carom, so he'll be able to take care of the one ball next, I would assume. But again, remember also what I've been saying, when you play that carom to the 3 or to the 1 down this end of the table, you want to hit them half ball either side, and that way you're going left or right of the ball rather than pushing it dead to a rail, which always has the potential to stifle your scoring possibilities when you do that. Well, now he needs a recovery shot. My ball still goes in either to the side or in the corner, so he's now got to think about shape, because unless he gets this cue ball back up the way to the top half of the table, he's going to be a fair distance from the possible carom to follow, and he still is anyway. How's the line? Well, that's pretty good. Big target, that one ball. You shouldn't be missing this. And another thing there, with the pace that he played that shot, he was always keeping the 5 ball in play. But I think he should be potting the one. The one will spot, he'll stay in the kitchen, and then he's got a fairly simple 1-5 carom to continue the run. Oh well. Tam's gone out. What the hell happened to Rodney? I thought Rodney was still at the table. I've already lost the plot. Well, Rodney ended up with just 5, and Tam's contribution there was just 15. He's overcut that, yeah. So it'll take a little while, you would expect, just for both players to sort of find their lines. Tam certainly is never in, half an hour before the match starts doing any practice. Well, this 3 ball's just offline, so it's a blind pot into the bottom corner, and the way the cue ball's going off that 3 ball, he's running out to block himself on the 1-5 carom, so that's why he's taking the 1 ball, and that was good thinking. Cue ball was always going to run down to this bottom right hand corner, and then you were going to limit your shot choices for the carom. Well, again, he's going to need a decent recovery shot here. This is not sitting good. He needed to run and open up a bit more, that cue ball. And that just died a death on the jaw. Well, again, it's just a shot. I mean, he's had, 3 visits, he's got 40 points. You've really got to be looking at getting to like 70, 80 after 3 visits at this stage in the tournament. Got to be making more substantial contributions, which still can happen, of course. So Rodney's objective, the same as everybody's, get rid of the deficit and then carry on from there. Punish Tam for not taking the opportunities he's had already and making the most of them. Is that going to spin? Yes, it is, but he's played it too soft, of course, and now he's in trouble. 1 ball does go, but again, one of these blind pots into that far corner. That was well played. But of course, the 1 won't spot because the 3 ball's covering it. But he didn't have much of a choice there, he had to pot the 1. This is not going to be great, I don't think. Got to stud right into this to get across for the 5. Yeah, and he might. I thought he was going to run in a dodgy line there, but he's okay as far as keeping his points. But Rodney will be in the same boat here. He's only made 21 out of that, and he's not cleared the deficit. But Tam can get the 5 out of there. Now he doesn't want the 3 to interfere with his shot because he was wanting to pot that 5. And that might have just done him. Well, the 5 is tight, but it does go. But he's really got to play the 1. And really doesn't have to do anything other than pot the 1. Well, he tried to scratch, which is not in the plan, but he's got away with it. Well, Tam's managed to dig out a carom there. That was well played. It looked like just a bang, but he had to bang it because of the line that he had to get the pace in the cue ball. Well, maybe if he's shown the replay, maybe he get lucky. I'm giving him the credit of it. Well, he obviously hasn't remapped his replay button. And he doesn't know about the plus and minus button next to the replay. Next to the backspace button or the back button. The plus and minus speeds up and slows down your replay. It defaults to a slower speed, but you can actually hit the plus button to speed it up and get it done quicker. But again, as another small contribution of only 10 by Tam. Or was that a pot? Or was that a pot he was playing, or was it a carom? I'm getting totally confused with this game. He's going to take a chunk of this 5 ball, so he needs to keep it in play, which he has done. 3 goes in its spot, 5 can go in its spot, and he can stay below it for the carom. If he plays the 3 into the side, he can stay above the 3 and have 2 choices. If he makes the 5 ball, he's really got 1 choice, unless he drops right down into the kitchen near the 1 ball. I think he's got himself in 2 minds at the moment as to what would be the better choice. Oh, he was on a carom. So he edges ever closer to Tam. Rodney yet to be in the lead in this first rack. Well, the 5 balls in a spot. He's actually got himself a bit too straight on the 3 ball as well. So he's going to have to thump this in if he's going to try and get that cue ball out of there. Yeah. And now he's in no man's land. And this suddenly Cowboy becomes a difficult game. If you just can't get shape, it becomes a struggle. And he's now got to manufacture a carom here. He could overcut the 5 and just go up and down here on the left hand side. That looks like the best bet. He's gone to the rail way too soon. He may have been better checking that cue ball up so that it didn't go to the rail, just so that it made it come up and down the table rather than going to the rail, but he certainly got into the rail too soon, and he's still short of Tam. That visit from Rodney, 19, 5 points in it. Well, pot the 3 ball, stay up above it, and you'll have 2 shot choices again. Well, if you miss the 5, you've got good odds of hitting the 1 here, sort of 2-in-1 shot. And well, that was dangerous though. You hit that bit heavy, and that cue ball could easily have found the side pocket there. Don't want to be doing that many of those shots if you can help it. But again, I think he was more inclined to be thinking about keeping a ball in play rather than just pushing it dead to a rail. And again, got to be careful with this. This has got to be sort of dead weightish. Well, the 1 ball's gone in, and he's sitting reasonably good on the 3 or the 5. Takes the 5, again he's going to be in reasonable shape if he doesn't go dead straight. I think he's got away with it. It looks tight to me here. He may well have landed perfect here. Just enough to graze that 5 ball. Well, now this visit could be quite important in the sense that he's got the 25 points so far, and he's another 15 to get to the business end. And no sooner have I said that than I've jinxed him. He's missed a pot in the 3 or the 5, and that's the visit ended on 25. Well, that's a big miss there for Tam. So Rodney's got to produce now. We've seen him do that in his previous match. He's produced a run at the right time, and now is his opportunity. Still trying to get into the lead in this rack for the first time. Once again, this is no good. He's got to start banging stuff here, or taking a thin edge of the 5 to try and bank to the 3 ball. Yeah, he played the stun. He got more of the 1 ball, which is actually good in that sense, because you don't want the half ball either side, you're scratching off it. The cue ball will go over to the right. How far it goes around the corner and back out is up to him if he pots this 5. But if he does do that, he's far better bringing the cue ball right around and up this end of the table again. And it'll still give him a shot choice of 2. Now it's just got the legs, and that's pretty good. He'll be happy with that. He's got a good little force follow. £14 behind. And that's landed, I think, pretty tight for the force follow, but I think he's okay. Looks good from here. Now, well, the one ball needs to glance off. That's actually helped him a bit there. He had virtually had nothing as a pot. Just threatening to get away from him here at the moment. How good is this? Well, the problem here is getting the one ball out the way. And he's managed to do it. That's going to have to be the one ball again. And all he needs to do this time is just let it run out to the left-hand side. Well, he's looking at the 5, but the 5 is a more difficult shot to me than the 1. He's got the line perfect though. The run is 27. He's only 3 behind. Well, it looks as if Rodney's going to put his highest run of the match together here so far. And he's still okay. Takes the lead. Run is 33. And this is where, if you're Tam, you're sitting there thinking about the opportunities that you've had, knowing that out of those 4 or 5 opportunities he's had, he was hoping to put something like a 40-odd, 50-odd in a visit, and he never accomplished it. And this is what happens when you don't do it. Your opponent comes in and takes his chance. Tam doesn't want this to be the story of this match. But we also saw Rodney in that last match. He chucked away a handful of points on 2 occasions that I can remember from mistakes and scratches. So he's going to be getting to the nervy stage here. So the 1 takes him to the 86 mark. And now he's dead in the water here unless he gets loads of left English on this, I think. He needs a fair chunk of it if he's going to go to the rail and try and kick the 5. And he's played out a turn again. He's played out a turn. And again, you're focusing on scoring points that much that he's forgot to look at the HUD and check the sequence he was on. He was on a carom and he played the pot instead. And again, that could be a big mistake because the run was 41. He had a chance to be into the 90s and beyond, and he's made a big mistake although he's kept his points, but that's an even bigger mistake. That's terrible. Tam will be banging his head off the desk with that. I mean, given that opportunity, he must have been champing at the bit to get to 90. And what has he done? He's handed it back in a plate to Rodney. Well, the quicker he gets that sort of stuff out of his system, the better for his hopes in surviving in this tournament. Because that's a big, big fail, what he's just done there. And Rodney now into the caroms. Now, he wants to hit this 3 ball quite firm, I would suggest. Well, I mean, he's got a line to get the carom, but he's a bit far away. He's got a fair bit of travelling to do with the cue ball, whatever way he chooses. And that's just going to catch it, I think. Watch the knuckle. And he's hit it perfect. He moves on to 94. All of these have got to hurt Tam. He's got to be fuming. Well, that's a good little contribution. It's only 9, but 5 of them are caroms. And Tam's now been asked a question. And I don't think he's got a pot on. Got a dodgy cut in the 1. And he's overcut that. Oh, it's just died a death and dropped in. And again, got to play the stunt. Looking to get some sort of reasonable shape to get in control of the run of the table here, and he ain't quite there yet. First priority is get to 90, whatever he does. And again, this is no good. It's hard work. That's gone too tight too soon. And the 5, of course, will spot. And Rodney should have a force follow carom on here in this 5-3, because this 5 ball's going to the right side of the 3, and the cue ball's either going onto the rail and onto the 3 or going direct to it. And again, he's got to get the pace right in this 5 ball. Well, once again, big distances, but at least he does have a couple of choices here if he wants them, but neither of them are easy. Moves on to 96. Got to make sure you're overcutting the 1 or undercutting it, whatever way you play it, and he undercut it. And has he got the gap for the force follow? I don't think so. I mean, he can force follow to the 1. The problem is the 5 ball might catch the edge of that 3 and it might pot the 3, so he's not interested in that. He's looking at other alternatives, like trying to catch the 3 or maybe the 1. So Tam's got another lifeline, still short of 90. He's really got to get there now to give himself any sort of chance. And that's going too far, is it? Yep, he's dead in the water. If there's one place you don't want to put the cue ball with the 5 ball, it's that. perfect line onto the one, and now he's got to travel. And this has really got to hit, because if he doesn't, he's leaving a carom on for Rodney. And this rack may well be over here. Well, Tam's got nobody to blame for himself, because he missed a fairly simple ball into the side pocket when Rodney broke down, and Tam just could not take that opportunity. Had that been taken, it might have been a different story, but this rack is almost done and dusted. Although that's not good. How good is he going to be in the one ball? Oh, he's missed the carom, and Tam's got another lifeline. Got to now get to 90. How many chances you want, Tam? So that takes him to 85. If he pots the 5 goes in the spot, and he's got nothing easy. In fact, he's got nothing easy that he has to take the 5 ball. And then again, this is just not good shape at all. He's just threatening to break down again. It's tough work to stay at the table. And he's going to scratch the cue ball as well, I think. There you go. That is a complete disaster. Total and utter disaster. Now, Rodney's got to be careful how he plays this carom. He wants to come off the left side of this 3 ball. He certainly, if he hits it full in the face, he wants to get it to the rail and out. I mean, he could end up hooked in the 1 ball. Well, he's finished. Not ideal. He can certainly stun this in for the first rack after only 33 minutes. Well, 32 minutes, considering the match started at 6:01. But Rodney hasn't got the stun. And Tam has now got to protect the 1 ball. And he's got to also be careful that he doesn't pot the 1 here and trying to make this 5, and he doesn't pot the 5 either. Well, Rodney can go off left side of the 1, call that top left-hand corner pocket up there by the red ball, or the 3 ball. I don't know quite that it's a comfortable stun into the bottom right-hand corner here. We'll soon find out when he calls his pocket. He's trying to stun up the rail. I don't think this will work. Yeah, that's way too ambitious, that. That was way too ambitious, and I think he's got lucky here as well. I mean, Tam's got a carom, but now he's back to 85. He pots the 5, he's running away into the long grass here. But if he pots the 1 and gets above or stays below the 5, well, that's not great either. He's on 86. So he's either going long force follow or draw into the 5. Needs to spin, and it didn't spin enough, and that 1 ball needs to keep moving. Well, it's gone into the hole, and that's probably done Tam a bit of a favour there, because it's tight to get past that 5 ball. It does go though, but it is tight. So this for rack number 1 for Rodney, and in it goes. Played it perfect. So Tam, it's shakedown time. Get all those cobwebs out your system and get down to some business here. Because that first rack wasn't all that impressive. If you're going to win this match, he's got to warm up. So that little carom there gives Rodney the open table. Or a carom will do. Keep to the, or keep in the run. Well, the 5 ball not going in has actually helped him there, because he would have been ugly in a pot had that 5 gone in. Well, I'm now into my next 5 litre bottle of water. That's that one gone. I might as well open it while I'm at it. Oh, Rodney, he needs to watch One Pocket Slim, because Slim's had plenty of practice at that. Although you can always take one too many of those draw shots. Where's this cue ball going? Well, again, Tam's got a little bit fortunate there. He's now got an open table. Well, the one thing that would settle Tam down is actually just putting something half decent together. And he also needs a pot to stay alive here. Again, it's not falling into shape. It's just going ugly very quickly. But gets a little recovery in the 1 ball there. He's another one. And this has got to be thin. This 1 ball got to be thin. And that's very well played. Any thicker than that, he was scratching. It had to be thin to get around that thin angle. Well, that's called being proactive, what he's done there. I'm pretty certain he deliberately ran into that 3 ball to get it out of there. But having said that, though, he has not found a line at all for that force follow. And he'll be disgusted with that, because he should have been a lot closer than that to make that hit on the 1 ball. So again, it's the same old story for Tam. Can't get to the 20s. And like I said at the beginning, you know, these contributions tonight have to be in the 50s for Tam to apply pressure, especially even more so when you're 1-0 down. You've got to start putting the scores on the board. I can feel a sneeze coming on, but I don't know when to mute my mic. I had a notion of doing a sneeze there, and then it sort of left me. It might creep back up on me in a minute or two. Oh, that needs to keep running. Finish not too bad now. Little edge off the 3. Bit of a dilemma here for him. Either 3 or 5 ball. If he's playing the 3 ball, then he's got to get up top and in behind the 3 ball. If he plays the 5 ball, he's got to be more accurate in terms of leaving a shot. That's not bad, but it's a bit thin for the carom. You've got to get this soft edge, and he has done. Now you can check this cue ball up here so he can stay above the 3. And I think that's sort of what he's trying to do. And that's perfect. Sooner or later, Rodney's going to put something together. This might be the start of one of them. And Tam's going to get the punishment that even he will feel he deserves, because he hasn't made the most of the stuff he's had yet tonight. And the good thing about Rodney as well is he plays at a steady pace. He never rushes anything. Holding the line for the 5-3 force follow, that's perfect. The run goes to 37, and he's heading away into the distance here, Tam. This might not be ideal. He might be able to play the pot here. Let's have a look. No, in fact, he's going to have to go right side and clip the rail and bump the 1. Should be easy enough to do that, though. So now you stun up and get out into the table above the 1. And should also be reasonably good to hit this 5 ball, half ball. But he hasn't, and that's a mistake. You see, that even that shot there, the fact that he was so close to it, he should have been hitting that half ball. He should never have been doing that. So now it's suddenly get very difficult. It's a good recovery pot here, but that's gone to the rail too soon. So the run ends on 44, and in a way there, Tam's got off the hook, because had he got that half ball and got everything in play there, he could have been well away. So Cham, who the hell's Cham? Tam has a chance for a recovery here, but how often have we been? Where's this cue ball going? I don't like the look of that. Oh dear. Well, he might be behind the knuckle for that 3 ball. Well, he managed to get it. How's his shape for a pot? He's okay. Having to take a risky shot there to stay at the table. And again, trifling with the side pocket. And he may well have blocked himself off again here. Oh, he's okay. Just okay. Trying to get things under control here, Tam. But like many of us, when you're not sitting staring down the barrel on these pots, if they're off angle, getting caught out with it, and the run ends on 24, still 15 short of Rodney and counting. I mean, most of Rodney's shots, unless he has to, most of them are very well pace controlled, you know, soft touch. And the reason that they can be is that very often the lines are pretty good. You know, you don't have to force something. And that's the difference. And that's probably why when you watch Cobra's pretty much like that as well. As long as you're getting good lines most of the time, you don't have to hammer something to make an angle. It's just all about weight and trying to keep balls in play. Tam having to force one or two shots, you know, letting the cue ball run a bit too loose, which is a lot of our problems in Cowboy, mine as well, where I start, you know, overhitting a ball to get to a ball and running loose and losing points. You'll never win big tournaments doing that. You're doomed to disaster at some point. Usually sooner rather than later, I hasten to add. Is this going to... That's unlucky. It's unlucky for Rodney. It's good for Tam. He's, what, 31 behind, and that's not a disaster yet. And he's got to control this cue ball here. Well, that's good enough. I think it is. He might be better going to the rail and kicking the back of this 5. I don't know that he wants to hit it direct. It's a bit thin. Now, did he get that? Yes, he did. It's not finished ideal, though. See, this cue ball's going to no man's land again. This is no good. It's no good. He'd have been far better over hitting that and going up top than leaving it sort of into no man's land. So the cue ball's running, and he's not got the line, and the run ends again way short of the mark. Well, unless Rodney has a disaster, he's going to be taking some of these caroms the time he's finished. Already on 72. Got to be careful with the sucker scratch here. We all know about it. And it's a sucker scratch. Look at the line. Commentator's eye. Don't say I didn't warn you. Everybody's nightmare in Cowboy, the sucker scratch. You know that you're going to do it. You can't resist taking the shot on. You hit it half ball the wrong side. Boom, you're in the pocket. And Rodney will be glad that he hadn't scored a barrel load there. But here we go again, Tam. Pull your finger out time, I think, is the order of the day here. Watch that cue ball. And this is not going to be great either. Again, he's not finding a line, I don't think. He's just not... Look at it. He's going to have to play the draw. Everything's not rolling into shape here. But again, if you can win ugly, it doesn't matter. But Tam's far from doing that right now. But he's got to get himself in the mix in this rack to try and ignite something. Well, that was a little bonus at 5 points. Got to now focus on the run to 90. And again, I think he might be okay. He might have just run far enough. He has done. That was threatening to be a disaster there, but he's okay. And of course, when you play that force follow, you want to bring the ball back up the table like this, but you don't want to pot it. You want to leave it there as a pot, and that makes it easier to position the cue ball for the next carom. You're never trying to bank that ball when you're playing the force follow. You're hoping you don't, but you're hoping you put it near the pocket, because that's your backup shot to continue your visit. The Tam moves on to 73. And once again, don't push the 3 ball to the end rail. Glance off it. Well, now he's in a bit of a dilemma. He can thin cut the 3, and he's got an off-angle cut in the 5. What does he fancy? I think he might cut the 3 instead. Yeah, because, I mean, the cue ball's not going to scratch as long as you hold the line in the cue ball off the 3, but the 5 ball's a blind pocket cut. But at least he's sort of controlled the cue ball weight. Well, now he can take care of the 3. Now he's got to think, where am I putting the cue ball to get my follow-up carom? He's coming back to come off the back end of the 3 to the 5. He moves on to 83. Got to get the arithmetic right as well. 3 ball has to come and play. That takes him to 84. 84 and the 5's 89. And then he's got a carom to follow, provided the 5 will spot, which it does, so he's good for the time being. Well, I can't believe, I mean, I'm in the stream, and I mean, this is holiday time, obviously, and Cowboy's not the most appealing game for people to watch, especially those that never play it and don't have any interest in it. But out of the stream, I count as 1, and there's 6 other people, and no bugger has said anything in the stream. Not even so much as a hello, good evening. I mean, who the hell is out there? Say something, for God's sake. Let me know you're alive. Show a bit of enthusiasm to the fact that the stream is still going and I haven't had a bloody restart. How about that? That's 5 days in a row. It's like having a brand new computer. There we go. At least got something out of somebody. Good evening to VP Monster / Ted. Welcome aboard. Well, Tam has decided now's the time to put a decent run together. This is exactly what the doctor ordered, but he hasn't got them on the board yet. He's got to keep them. Watch this 5 ball. Well, is he prepared to take a risk here? Because this is risky. I mean, he can go really tight off this 3 ball. He can go really tight, which is what he's trying to get a 2-in-1 shot here. He's more than likely to hit the 1. Well, he's actually not even taking that risk. He's not even taking that risk, and again, I don't blame him for it. He could have went really tight into the, when I say really tight, cut that and get the spin really working to come around and over to that 1, but it was too risky to risk throwing away all those points. Watch the cue ball. Well, would you really have done that when you're in the state that Tam's in? Tam's desperate to get into the match here, and he's on a run of 46. I don't think you would have risked that either at that point. I certainly wouldn't have. Well, Monster, not Monster, Plonker. Well, same thing, really. Rodney with a chance to eat into that deficit here. This is not pretty. I think he's got the force follow 5-1 though. Big target, the 1 ball. But he's doing the right thing. He's running the 5 ball. Hoping he was going to have a decent shot in the 1 for the next carom to follow up. Well, he's not perfect in the 1. Again, it's one of these half-blind pocket cuts, but the cue ball wants to go near the side pocket here or just brush past it. In fact, it's going past the top jaw by the look of it. Yeah, it was a lot thicker than I thought it was going to be. But he's good. Moves to 86. Now, he's got to just play this that he keeps the 3 ball alive for the following pot. So this should be gentle enough that he's got the 3 into that other corner pocket on the right. Well, that's no good. I don't know that that was the best plan there with that shot. I think I would have been playing that a lot more controlled. I mean, he's still got a pot, but not from here you don't want a pot. Oh, did I not change the title of the thing? Ah, shit, I forgot all about it. I'll change that at the end of the match. That's probably why people aren't coming in as well. I forgot to change the title. Well, in fact, I might go and do that at the end of this rack, because we aren't going to miss nothing at the beginning of the next rack. I'll just do that because I know that'll annoy VP Monster as well with me tabbing out to do it. Is that going to hold? Not quite. Well, the run is 21 and he's in the mix. And he's not left anything simple for Tam here. Again, it's a very thin edge in the 1 if he's going to go 2 rails up to that. Is that the 5 ball that's up there? I think it is. And this is going below, and is he setting 1 up? Well, I think he is, because that 1 ball will just go off the knuckle out behind the 3 and he can run to the 3. I think he can play the force follow. Looks good to me. Just off the knuckle and round the back of the 3. No, he's not found a line there. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups again. He never found a line at all. He actually went offline. So he did. But oh, did he then run and bloody fluke the ball? So he did. I was too busy looking at the stream. He fluked the bloody carom. Yeah, he never played it that way, I'll tell you that. Well, again, I always say it doesn't matter about the fluke. It's what you make from the fluke that matters. And that applies in every type of billiard game. And he's just overcooked it that time. Well, this time though, he's left Tam with a reasonable table here to get going now. If he's playing 5-3, he doesn't want a double kiss. That's the worst thing he's going to get here. Doesn't want the double kiss. And that 5 ball needs to slow down. Well, this is not great. either way, you're running the cue ball. Now, what would I do in this situation that would be sort of reasonably safe? I'm looking at... There's nothing that's very attractive here at all. Is he trying to get to that 3 ball just short of the pocket, going off 3 rails? No, he was trying to get to the 5. Well, I suppose that's not bad that he hasn't set Rodney up with an easy starter. Rodney's going to have to be creative as well. Oh, now, did he catch that 5 there? Did that cue ball get any of that 5? Yes, it did. What a jammy get. Well, this is risky. If he's going to have to jack up, though, I think, to get to that 5 ball if he's going to try and stun to the 5 ball. This has got knock the 5 ball in or scratch all over it, this shot. Now he's trying to overcut the 5 and miss a double kiss and come up onto the 1. And he has done, and he's got it. That was well done. Commentator's eye spotted that one. Takes him to 96. He's breathing down Tam's neck, and Tam's got a sweat on now. Big rack from 1 apiece to 2-0 down. And there'll be even more of a sweat on if Rodney gets this hit, and he hasn't. Well, now's the chance for Tam to get creative here because he's going to be running. Now, these are all reasonable shots here where these balls are. And how's his luck? I think he might have got reasonably lucky. I'll say that again. Reasonably lucky. If he can skim off this 1, the danger is a scratch off the 3 ball if he hits this too thin. And he's hit it full in the face. Now that takes him to 99. Now he's got to go 3 rails. He's got to be brave. Got to be brave. This is all out attack. And he's gone too narrow. He's gone way too narrow. That needed to open out a lot sooner. But again, he's sort of erring on safety. And Rodney again, he's going to do the same thing. He's going to have a... Well, he's going to have to bank this ball and stun this big time if he's going to make anything off that 5. I'll tell you that right now. Because that's too tight to the pocket. The 3 ball looks best bet, provided he's got enough of the 3 ball he can use and get the spin working. Aiming for the 5 ball. He's gone too narrow again. Yeah. Well, here's another chance for Tam. Now, I would expect him to get a lot closer this time because he's got loads of room with the 3 ball to get to this 5. And he's got to go left side into the rail and get the spin working to get it around the corner. 1, 2. He's gone wide this time. He's gone too wide this time. Well, the worst thing about that is what you're leaving on the table. Oh, he's got it. Did he catch that? Jesus Christ, it must have been thin. My eyes never saw that. Well, he's set up with the outshot. This is pretty good for 1 apiece. And I'll be tabbing out and I'll be back in a minute. Oh, he's gone wide. Now, well, that was... I would have given him that every day of the week. That outshot there off the 1. And this is going to hurt if he doesn't get another shot at this. Got to go to the back of that 5 ball. He has done, and that's well played. Moves to 98. Well, was that Tam's one and only chance of squaring this match there. It's going to be painful and costly. That remains to be seen. Well, Rodney's struggling to see the shot here, but it's a wafer thin edge of the 5, and you're hitting some of the 3. Can't see what the problem is. I think his main concern was trying. Well, if it was, he would have hit it a lot harder if he was trying to keep things alive, because he's actually not really trying to create a follow-up shot here at all. Right, overcut the 3, go for the 2 and 1 shot to the 1 or the 5. That's the way I'd be playing it. Big opportunity here to get the hit. Going too tight. And Tam's now, well, this, if he misses this, he's a complete numpty. There, I've said it. If he doesn't get this in the hole, he's a half-witted idiot. And he should be shot down in flames. Right, it's 1 apiece. I'll be back in a minute. Right, I'm back. That's the title's changed, so this glitch will correct itself in a minute once it refreshes. And I've just read the chat. What a numpty! Oh dear. That's why you shouldn't be in the bloody room, monster. I mean, what a numpty. He's typed that in the room thinking he was in the stream. Oh no. I've just seen that. I had tabbed out and I missed it. I've seen it now though. And welcome to Dwight. I forgot to say welcome to Dwight. I've been so engrossed in what's happening here. And Monster's hiding his head in shame. He's keeping a low profile now. That's him. You won't hear another word out of him the rest of the night. He's purple with embarrassment. Meanwhile, we've got a tied ball game here. But once again, we've got Tam with the same problem as before. He broke off in this rack and he's only scored 11. Welcome to Coldest Pillow. Well, the good news, Coldest Pillow, is, and I'll keep telling this people till I'm blue in the face, this is day number 5 without a problem. I had 2 browsers open there for a second. I've still got 1 browser open on my second monitor. And I have had no issues at all. And as I said, I've got the video made. The video is on my channel. It's private, so nobody can see it. And I will then, once I'm happy, I will then let you see the video. And it will show you what I did. And then I need somebody who knows enough about computers to then explain to me why the hell that made a difference. That's what I want to know. I don't want to, I mean, if my PC keeps working, that's brilliant. It's like having a new computer. But what I want to know is why did that make a difference? That's what I need. I need answers. People say, well, you shouldn't really question miracles. But in this case, I very much do. I want to know why this made an issue and why what I've done has helped the issue. But as I've said, and I'll keep saying, I'm not prepared to divulge that information until my mind's at ease here. It's getting eased every day goes by, but the longer it goes by and the more days that go by, well, put it this way, I don't go back to work until, a fortnight on Tuesday. In fact, a fortnight yesterday is when I go back to work. Now, if I go back to work at that time and I'm still good to go and not had any problems, I'll be over the moon. So Rodney's response in this rack number 3 is 15 so far, but he had Tam sweating buckets there in that second rack, but then in the end he teed it up for Tam in a plate that any half-witted numpty who'd never played cowboy before could never have missed that outshot into the side pocket. And Tam's probably said to himself, well, am I not glad it was a shot like that, because I don't think I could have handled anything else. Well, you're always glad of a little gift here and there, and Tam certainly got it there in the end. But Rodney may well also be fired up by that to make an impact on rack number 3 here. So we've been playing for an hour and 12 minutes. Rodney's tally goes to 31. He's looking good at the moment, the way this is shaping up. Balls are sitting in good positions for the follow-up shot. Now, again, he would like to go a half ball off this 5. Oh, the grannies are, oh aye. Well, surely they must, oh, they probably they won't know what that is. I don't know why it's called the granny, but that's what it means. A 3-0 loss is off, that's what Tam meant there. Well, that 5 ball's going to bank, but he's okay, he's good in the 1. And everything's falling into shape here. 1 goes on its spot, he stays in the kitchen. He's good to go. Well, in fact, he's going out of the kitchen because he's going to play 5-3, but that's where you want to be. You want to always give yourself that option. And this is sitting very good, so I suppose the target now for Rodney, if he stays at the table and everything falls into shape here, is he's got a high run of 92 to beat. Welcome to Hair Pig. Have you heard what I was saying there, Hair Pig, about my computer? Who's all computer literate here? Who all has great depth and knowledge in computers? Because that's the person I want to speak to once I tell you what's been done to my computer. 2 little tweaks and the computer's running like a dream as far as live streaming goes, that is. You would honestly think I'm making this up with all the bloody trouble I've had. No, yeah, well, you're a programmer, so at the end of the day, you'll probably explain it in long-winded bullshit like Steve does, so that only you understand what you're talking about. I wanted to explain in proper numpty language when I tell you, so you know nothing. Well, at least you admit it. But I do need some help as far as why this would have made a difference, which is very strange. In fact, I wasn't even looking to do anything on YouTube. I was just browsing YouTube. And because I had been searching stuff like that in the past, this was a suggestion that came up on YouTube about 2 tweaks for your CPU, I think it was. I can't remember what the title was. I wish I could remember the damn thing. But I'm not prepared to say what I did. I've already said that. I won't say anything for another. I've gone 5 days. I'll go another week, and then if I'm still okay by then I will be prepared to show you the video that I made the other day to show you exactly what I changed. And it's bloody hilarious if that's all that was wrong all the time, that these cutouts started happening. But then again, I have to say this: if there was anybody out there who was computer literate, from even the very little hints that I've given, which is not a great deal, you should probably be able to work out what it did involve in tweaking. That's all I'm saying as far as that goes. But anyway, we're here to talk about this. Rodney's on a run of 65, and this is exactly what Rodney's been doing to survive. You know, whenever he's been put under threat, as he was in his last match, who I've totally forgotten who he was playing. Was it Fast Eddie or was it Matt? It was Matt, wasn't it? And he's produced a decent run to more or less take the rack away from his opponent, and he's going good at the moment. He's got to work this cue ball though this time. Yeah, he had to get the big stun, and that's been played well. Good evening to Mark. No, I'll be in bed. Say some commentator jinx stuff. No, he's actually getting good lines here, Tam, so it's only going to be a numpty mistake that's going to stop him here. I mean, the table's sitting good, so you can't help but think he's going to get to 90. So he's looking for his high run. No coldest pillow. I'll be going to bed at that time. I don't think it's worth it. Maybe I would have done it if it was a full house in it, but there's going to be what do you call them? I'll do a review on it on Friday night 9-ball. Well, he's lost a big chunk of points. 2 chunks of points he lost in his last match, remember? Right, he's on 82. Now he's in trouble. Has he got a line here? He's very tight. He's got it though. But how is he for a pot? That's the problem. The 1 ball's now dead in the water, and he's got to watch the scratch off this 5 ball. He's potting the 3, but he's got to watch the scratch. Commentator's eye. Watch for the scratch. Now he's putting a big draw on it to avoid the scratch. That's why he's digging in. Well, I'll tell you something. He's lucky he got enough in it, but that is actually perfect. He's on 86. Now the 5 ball is heading down. Well, it depends on the weight that he plays the 5 ball. That takes him to 87, and he's got a dodgy shot in the 3. Well, he certainly shouldn't be getting any extra point here. He'll get that, and that will take him to 90. And if he finishes reasonably above the 5 ball, he should have the 5-1. Got to watch the pace in this. This has got double kiss written all over it, this 1 ball. So he's 2 short of tying his high run. And he's got the double kiss, but he's good. He's got to watch the pace. What he wants to do is bank that well. If he can get off the rail and hit the 5, good. Oh, he played the little double kiss. That's 92, equals his high run. Watch the 5 ball where it's going. If he's playing the stunt, no, he's going to send the 1 up the table, which you've got to get the pace right because he wants to have a follow-up shot, and that's good as well. We have a new high run for the tournament, and it's Rodney who already holds it that's beaten it. Now, it's got to be the 3 to the 1 because you're sending the 3 down the table here. He's going to play the 1 to the 3, and this is going to open things up. He's missed it. He had to me, he had to play the 1 to the 3 to the 1 because you're then bringing the 3 ball into the table. So the run ends in 94, and that's really got Tam on the ropes here. And Rodney's got the 2 high runs of the tournament. So, well, here's a guy that's staking a claim for the title. That he's got the ammunition that can score. And he's got the pace and enough control about him to do it. More often than not. Well, this would be an escape. It'd be like Escape to Victory. This will be like Michael Caine and Sylvester Stallone and the rest of them. Getting over the wire. No, high runs don't win it. That is very true. High runs do not win it. Consistency wins it. But Rodney's been consistent enough at the right time where he's fighting to survive. Well, here's a 2-in-1 shot every day of the week. Overcut the 5. Don't go too tight to the rail too soon. And he's gone shallow, and he hasn't got the legs because that was going to be the 2-in-1 shot there onto the 5, and he never gave it a chance. You got to hit these hard enough. Got to hit them hard enough, Tam. Did I say Rodney? Well, it says a lot when Rodney's in the 1-loss side and he's the one with the 2 high runs in the tournament, doesn't it? And it's been from where I can remember, it's been mistakes at the wrong time, at kind of critical times that have cost Rodney his survival in the winner's side. Well, the thing that Tam has to do is make more substantial contributions here before Rodney can put anything else together. That's the only way he will survive this rack. And then, of course, once it gets to that point of no return, where Rodney's sitting 100, he must protect that 1 ball as best he can for as long as he can, because that also can create a bit of frustration in your opponent if you start messing them about and you start getting a bit of success messing them about. But, you know, you just use desperate measures at this point. Again, Tam has just killed it stone dead. Well, that's exactly it. That's what I was saying the other night. You know, make what you can, and then if you don't think the shape's good or whatever, and it's far easier just to roll to a ball and leave him hooked, then do it. But don't play something where all you're doing is teeing them up, especially when he's edging ever closer to that outshot. Well, Tam's just hoping and praying he does get back to the table because he might have seen out this rack. Well, Rodney's already sat the 1 ball where he wants it for the outshot. Needs a bit of luck. And that ain't it. He needed that ball to stay in play there. So Rodney's visit will end on 3. He won't be taking any risk, I shouldn't think. Well, he is, but it was perfectly reasonable to have a go at that because he wasn't going to pot it. But Tam is going to have to be proactive now, get everything into play, try to get well, he's going to get lucky here. He's going to get lucky and get the bonus point and have the open table. Again, running the cue ball when you're 60 odd points behind is probably well worth having a go. There's no point in not taking risks. You're too far behind not to. You're not going to be getting back into it by being conservative. You've got to be proactive and aggressive when you're chasing them down. But when you get close enough, then you've got to get cautious. Then you've got to use all the knowledge you can and staying alive. That cue ball ran far enough. Well, he's going to come off the back of the 3, but in fact, even looking at that, it's still not sitting good. No. But that's what he's trying. Spin down to the 5. Now he needs things to fall into place here. Ideally, that 3 ball needs to keep running. So now he's going to have to run up table. Cue ball wants to head over to the side pocket here. And he's leaving it short, trying to hold 5-3. That'll do. He knows he's got the 3 ball as a backup pot, but he wants to hit this 1 ball gentle as that, so he isn't pushing it to a rail. It's a long way back. And, of course, the quick way of getting back is if you can keep the 5 ball in play and score from it. And, well, that's way too tight to be potting that into the side pocket. And, of course, he's now going to try and play 5 to the 1. And that's not bad. There's another one of these half semi-blind pots that if you hit it the right pace, you can cheat the pocket. Got the line pretty good, but now it's just threatening to go pear-shaped here. Needs a recovery shot. Now he could go rail and into the back of the 1, but he's tried the force follow and was nowhere near it. The run ends in 29. Rodney's 2 straight in the 5. Looks like a big draw. Oh, and that is just brushed onto that 5 ball. Perfect there. Takes him to 99. So the force follow. Now he wants to hit this half ball left side in the 1, which I think he can. I don't know why he's not. He's actually gone. Still might be fine. That's still fine. He's got to be out here. So this for a 2-1 lead. Little jabby stunt. That's perfect, Pat. You didn't even need to do that. Well, that was a convincing rack to win. after an hour and 30 minutes. We are on an average of 30-minute a rack here, which is the fastest of the tournament. And Rodney now with the 2 racks to 1 lead. Plays the pot in the 3 and gets the carom in the 5. Has the open table. And again, very much with the table at his mercy here. If he can keep this in shape, he could take the match right away from Tam in the space of 2 real visits, probably. Which is that's the type of play you want to be doing when you've been, when you were 1-0 up and now you're 1 apiece. And then in rack number 3, he didn't mess about. He just put the highest run of the tournament together. And now he's first in rack number 4 and could very well do something similar here. And that's the type of play that wins you tournaments or wins you Cowboy. When you're getting a match over and done with, or especially if you're getting a rack over and done with in the space of maybe 3 or 4 visits. Maybe 2 visits for the caroms. Something like that. That's a good high level. And that'll beat anybody that's left in this tournament. It doesn't matter who they are, you'll beat anybody doing that. But crucially, it only wins you 1 match. If you put 2 good runs together, it will only win you this match. It's still a tough ask to survive to win the tournament. I think we've also, one thing I've noticed with this tournament as well this year, that the matches have been a lot quicker. I mean, you look at that, I think we had matches going a fair bit longer, maybe because obviously we've had a good few 3-0 wins in this tournament, but racks haven't been overly long. We haven't been stuck at racks been an hour long and that sort of stuff. And of course, the more familiar that people are with the 10-foot table and Cowboy, alternate Cowboy that is, the consistency generally improves, the scoring rate improves, racks don't take as long. That's another poor one from Tam. I mean, that is just no good. Rodney's on this visit of only 25. He'll be disappointed with that, but he'll be. What was he going to get at the back end of this? Because I don't think he got it in the way up. And this is frustrating as well because now Tam's got another go at the table. He's got virtually nothing on. He's going to have to create something here in the force follow. And I don't think he's got the line. You see, he's ending up with nothing in pretty much 2 visits there. Because Rodney got fortunate by not leaving him anything easy on. No football on today. I don't know whether we've got another day off tomorrow. I haven't checked, but certainly none today. Although the Copa America is still on, I think. I think it's still going on. That's like the South American Championships, like the European Championships. That's their version of the same thing. Spain-Germany playing tonight? Are you sure? I don't think there was any matches on tonight. Ah, Friday you said. Aye, I thought that. I've just noticed that you said Friday up above. Yeah, I didn't think there was anything on today. That'll be a good bloody game, that. We're expecting the Germans to be put to the test a wee bit more in that match. What a save last night. What about that save by the Turkish goalkeeper? It wasn't exactly out of the Gordon Banks repertoire, but it wasn't far off it. In fact, for me, it was a better save because the Gordon Banks save, it was actually his body that kept the ball out. When you look at that save, Pele went up and headed it into the ground, but headed it into the body, really, of Gordon Banks. I don't think Gordon Banks got a glove to it. I think it would just come off his body. But you look at that save last night from side on, what a bloody save. I mean, I was out my chair at that point last night. I don't know what the neighbours thought, but I said, I'm shouting out, I didn't say what a save, I had another word in there until I saw the replay as well. It was superb. Excellent save. And a good win for Turkey. They deserved it. They're probably not going to win the tournament, but they certainly were not the favourites last night. Meanwhile, Rodney back at the table on a run of 24 and counting. Well, if this is the beginning of the end, Tam, at least you lasted longer than the Scottish team. That's one thing to be proud of. So are we all thinking that we'll get the big reveal once this tournament's over, or once you Plonk or Rodney's done with the tournament? Do you think we'll get the big reveal? Tam sings A Great Flower of Scotland. What do you think? I can't sing A Great Flower of Scotland. Maybe it's Alibi Nario. Or Ali Bally B. Oh, flower of Scotland, when will we see the light again? At part and night far, we return glad to the fall. Our day we came. I came from home. Right, I'm prepared to take bribery to stop me singing. You thinking it was Mal? No, I don't think Mal's get. There's no way that Mal's got the patience to play this game. Not in a month of Sundays would Mal ever play cowboy. First of all, he's not quick enough to be Mal. He's a lot quicker than this, and I think he would fall asleep playing this game. Well, another notable contribution at the moment here from Rodney, heading to the finish line. Thin cut in the one. Cue ball got to go. The cue ball has to come up table, but it can't bump into the three. That's the one thing he can't do. Well, I think he's finished pretty good there. Good afternoon, good evening to Larry. I forgot to say that. That's Larry just woke up. The run is 51, and for those latecomers, you miss Rodney getting his second high run of the tournament. He was already the holder in 92, and in that rack number 3, he had a run of 94. So that is a scoring level, and this, and still counting, is what you want to be at this point in the tournament. Whether you be on the winner's side or whether you be battling away the one-loss side, if you're putting scores like this together on a reasonably regular basis, you're going to be still in it at the end of it. And once again, touching wood here. I'm touching wood, by the way. Another trouble-free stream, apart from VP Monster being in the chat. Relatively trouble-free. Just to get him to come straight out and own up. You mean, here, Pig, trying the reverse psychology technique? I see where you're coming from. That's more like something that Interchange X would come up with, because he's a head shrink, isn't he? Right, Rodney, now on to 87, and an open 3-ball for the 90. Well, Tam, the fat lady is singing. Well, hang around to eventually show you guys the video if everything goes the way it goes. Well, the run ends on 65. Or does it end? Yes, it does. Cue ball's just going to stay in the table another ounce in that, and that was going to be painful. So, Tam's very much at Last Chance Saloon here. And that ain't going to get there, Tam, is it? Just got there. I noticed that Rodney's changed his picture. I just realised that he's changed it to Del Boy. We got some half-price crack ties and miles of capitals, TVs, deep freeze and David Bowie LPs, ball games, gold chains, watch names and air push of Trevor Francis tracksuit from a motion shepherd push. No income tax, no VAT, no money back, no guarantee. I mean, I must be sad if I know all the words to the Only Fools and Horses songs. I'm definitely sad. Stick a pony in me pocket, I fetch a suitcase from the van. 'Cause if you want the best things but you don't ask questions, then brother, I'm your man. 'Cause where it all comes from is a mystery. It's like a changing of the seasons and the tides of the sea. But here's the one what's driving me berserk. Why do only fools and horses work? La 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 la. Good evening to Jose. I wonder if I'll get a copyright strike for singing those two songs on the stream. I can't wait to see that. Yeah, you hang in there, Tam. Snowball and health chances, the words that spring to mind. I'm trying to get creative. Now, talking about creativity, how do you keep the run going here if you're Rodney? You've got to look at making the carom and sending one of these balls down in a direction of the one ball. That should always be in the back of your mind, and how you can progress this visit. Now look at the 3 ball. If it bumps the one, it's good. Problem is he's missed it, and now it's in a dangerous spot. He had the right idea though. Don't forget, Jose, I've got admin privileges on my channel. None of that nastiness, by the way. No wonder it rains as much in Scotland as you sing. That's bloody. I'm deeply offended at that. In fact, I'm so offended I might sing even more. Well, I suppose if you start giving Tam targets, the first target would be get to 50. Now this could be abusive, by the way. No, I don't take requests. Well, you're looking on the bright side, Monster. Tam's still got... I mean, in Cowboy, you've always got a chance. You've always got a bit of time, but, you know, time's running out. Let's put it that way. So I'm starting on the small targets at the moment. Get to 50 and then we'll take it from there. Oh, I wish I was in a land of cotton. Old times there are not forgotten. Look away, look away, look away, Dixieland. Sing flamenco. Right, Tam, what's he on? 31. Oh, there we go. Well, at least the 5 ball's safe. Well, all I'll say to you, Jose, don't ever get a mic and a headset. Take that bit of advice. Oh, this might hit. This might hit. What a shot that was. Well, there's a bonus, Karam, if ever you've seen it. Listen, I heard Manuel singing in Fawlty Towers, and he wasn't that good a singer. You remember the bit where Basil goes into his room, and Manuel's got he's got the guitar, and he's strumming away in the guitar, and he's got his... what the hell did he call it? He called it a something hamster, and Basil said, no, it's a rat. Well, Manuel's strumming the guitar and trying to sing some bloody song. I don't know what it was, but he sounded like a bag of ferrets fighting. Tam still got to get to 50. Rodney on 96. So a reminder that the winner of this match, who at the moment the odds-on favourite is Rodney, will go through to play One Pocket Slim to see who gets to the semi-final. where they will then play the loser of this weekend's hot seat match between Monster and Cobra. And also a final reminder that the sign-ups close at 11 PM British Summertime tonight for the Virtual World Snooker Championship of 2024. Former World Champion Keith from Northern Ireland is signed up, only because I reminded him last night. Whether he's going to play, I don't know, but he's in. Or at least he was the last time I checked. Stubb is also in. Tam's now got to 53 and the visit ends in 22. And what's more though, he's set up the carom. Now, if Rodney can hit the right side of this 5, he's hit it too full in the face. Right side, he was pushing it down towards the 3 a little bit. So this match is still short of 2 hours. And now he's sitting not too bad for his next carom. Well, this is a big target, this 5 ball, but you've got to go at the rail first. You can't go direct to the 5 ball. You must really get to the rail first and bump the 5. That's what you should be trying to do. Just like that, although you want to get it closer to the rail. But anyway, he's got the outshot for the match. This for the win for YPR. And that's 1 go he's had, so now Tam has to protect the 1. And the problem he's got here is he's got to stay in the kitchen to try and get that 1 to the 3, but he isn't. He's trying to get greedy. And that wasn't the shot. He should have stayed in the kitchen and had the carom from the 1 to the 3 to get it into play. Now he's got nothing. And the 1 ball is exposed big time. And hasta la vista. It's all over, folks, or it's about to be, and it should be, with ball in hand into the side pocket for the win. So an hour and sort of 56 minutes. Well, that's a huge miss with ball in hand for Rodney. Big miss when you've got ball in hand to do that into the side pocket. I don't know why. You know, all you're doing is, I mean, your natural instinct takes over when you're playing those shots, because your eye line sees how much of the 1 ball you have to take to get the line into the pocket. It's so obvious. But maybe it's not quite so when you don't play this table so often. But anyway, he's got another go. Now, that's a force follow. He's trying to go into the side pocket. I presume that's what he's called. And he has done, and it's game over. So he's got it right this time. So it ended up in a convincing win for you plonker Rodney. Very well done to him. Unlucky Tam, but he had to be at a much higher level than he was tonight to be competitive with Rodney. Sadly for him, he didn't. So, with the refresh view button, we now have confirmation of the next match, which the deadline is July the 11th, between you plonker Rodney and One Pocket Slim. Now, very similar thing I mean, Slim's matches, his last matches he's had a 3-0 win against Interchange X, a 3-0 win against Coldest Pillow, and a 3-0 win against Jose. Slim has got to be at a consistent level, and he's got the capabilities of doing it. Whether he'll be able to sustain that to win 3-0 against you, Plonker Rodney, I very much doubt. So it's going to be a much tougher test for One Pocket Slim, and a good match to look forward to whenever they can arrange it. There's the big time zone difference, of course, between where Slim is and the UK, so it's like a 5-6 hour time zone difference. And well done, and good luck to both when that match comes around. I hope you can join us for the match at the weekend, the hot seat match. We've also got Friday night 9-ball in between times. So until we meet again, folks, thanks for your company. We will see you again very soon. Bid you good night.